Welcome to the content stage at ISE 2023, live from the ISE in Barcelona. Our topic today is Digital-Out-of-Home, and there's only one person you could talk to for Digital-Out-of-Home and Digital-Out-of-Home software. It's Maarten Dollevoet, CRO, Chief Revenue Officer from Broadsign.
Exactly.
Maarten, we know each other for 10, 20, 15 years, not that long, but for a very long time.
At least 13. That's how long I've been at Broadsign.
Okay, fantastic. Great to have you here. And
Thanks for having me.
Maarten, you know, Broadsign has grown incredibly fast. And when we look back 13 years, it was a small software. Digital-Out-of-Home wasn't almost existing, but you still believed in the market. You were really early in the market. So what is Broadsign about today? It's much more than CMS, right?
Yeah, today we're a full platform. So it's not just a CMS, it's also the SSP and a DSP, so the programmatic.
Yeah.
Can you explain those two words for our audience?
Supply-side platform and a demand-side platform. So basically, we started out traditionally as a content management system, so pushing content to the screens. I would say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, people want to connect programmatically. So we looked in the market, couldn't find a suitable supply-side platform, so we built our own. And we acquired a DSP later on. And thanks to the acquisition of IUDA, we also have a great static product. So basically, Broadsign today is about tools for media owners on the digital, static, and programmatic landscape.
It's really a fascinating offering. Really, you know, most your competitors are envy about, especially the static part.
I don't know, but
especially the static part, which is it was always seen as a totally separate business. But when you look at your customers, your main clients like Ströer, like DooH, they're doing both, and the vast majority are static billboards. So they really have a keen interest on having one platform managing everything together, right?
Yeah, more than 70% of our clients have digital and static. It's often managed in different systems, so static or classic, as some people call it, is still often managed manually, but manual processes in Excel spreadsheets. So I would say there's a massive opportunity for providing tools to better manage classic inventory. So yeah, we're kind of, I don't know if the competitors are envy us, but it's an interesting opportunity, I would say.
Absolutely. For me, it's so fascinating because programmatic was a game changer, right? I mean, until then, Digital-Out-of-Home was okay. There were certain markets where the market share was already 20, 30, 40% or so, but it was still small, you know, not really relevant. But with the programmatic really changed because it really opened up new budgets, right? It wasn't anymore just the out-of-home budgets, but at the moment, immediately you could also get TV budgets and everything. Is that what really was the game changer, or?
I would say it's been a long journey, right?
Painful journey.
A painful journey. And I would say there's absolutely local differences where people are on the programmatic journey. So certain markets like Holland or the US or Canada, Australia are way more advanced than other markets. So some markets are really just starting their programmatic out-of-home journey. Yes, it is about attracting new budgets. That could be video budgets or digital budgets. There is some spend, obviously, that leverages the benefits of programmatic out-of-home because, you know, that it's automated transactions by data triggers. So it's kind of interesting to push existing budgets that need that data layer and use programmatic channels. But the majority of spend, we've done an assessment, is definitely new budget. So. And I would say we're currently at a point where it's really maturing. So I would say if I look back the last 3-4 years, it was a lot about convincing people to connect. People just wanted to connect to as many pipes as they could. Some people wanted money from the sky, as we called it. I would say it's really maturing that people are insourcing programmatic. They're really thinking about programmatic as their strategy, how it interacts with their direct sales team. You see header bidders coming up, which is another sign of this market maturing. So I think what we're going to see in the next 2-3 years is really a different type of programmatic out-of-home than the last 3.
But also a different type of competition for you, I assume. Because on the programmatic part, it's not only competing against, you know, Digital-Out-of-Home specialists, but now we have companies like Google or somebody else, you know, coming to the market who are already, you know, very strong in other media markets and now opening up for Digital-Out-of-Home because it's sexy and it's growing faster than most other industries, right?
Yeah, I would say Google and the Trade Desk are partners, right? They are connecting to our pipes and therefore they are driving spend. We've done campaigns with all of them. They could potentially, with their stack, come closer into our space. So I don't think today we would classify them as a competitor just yet.
Competition.
But we obviously, with new product lines on the static side, there's a completely different set of competition than on the content management side than there is on the programmatic side. So absolutely interesting in that respect.
And also lots of startups with a lot of money, at least until, it was a little bit more difficult to get money. But some of them were very well financed and they build up, huge things and within a short time of time.
Yeah, there's
lots of action there.
There's one segment that's really booming right now, which kind of brings together digital signage and out-of-home world, which is retail media.
Yep.
How do you see that?
It's probably one of our fastest growing verticals. We have EV charging and retail media are really the two verticals that we focused on last year and the year before. If you look at some of the trends you see, I read somewhere that there's in 2022 more retail media networks started than ever before. So it's not really surprising in my opinion. Retailers are sitting on a ton of data. They have data from their point of sale systems, they have data from their loyalty apps, and they really can provide a better experience to advertisers, more insights, more attribution of add to cart kind of moments that they can add to the advertising spend. So I think they have a unique positioning and they're grabbing that opportunity. And COVID was probably a bit of a driver, right? We were all working from home, except groceries, and they have been capturing.
It's the frequency which is necessary to
exactly.
Really drive.
So yes, we see that trend continuing, and we're
But programmatic data is also sometimes tempting to make too complicated campaigns and everything. So I think for you, it's also important that something at least you're telling your clients and your customers is really keep it simple, right? I mean, there's so much potential in time and location, and don't try to create too expensive campaigns which nobody can afford.
Yeah, it was a presentation on our summit yesterday where time and location are free data, and it's not being used a lot. Broadsign has an objective in general that's simplify and automate out of home, whether that's on the classic side, whether it's on the programmatic side. So making something complex is definitely not what we should be doing. I don't know necessarily if programmatic makes things more complex. It is much easier to do data enriched campaigns than it was the traditional way. I'm going to use a simple example. Weather-based campaigns were always happening. It's been happening for 12 years, as long as I've been at Broadsign. But now it is literally easy to do by any brand, by click of a button through a demand-side platform, right? So if a demand-side platform has these capabilities, you can have a data-enriched purchase in a matter of seconds. So programmatic, in a way, makes it simpler to do these seemingly more complex campaigns.
We're here at ISE, and you have a booth here, and you're presenting some new solutions. So what is new at Broadsign?
We're launching 3 new things this year. So first, we're launching a new platform. As you know, we acquired a few companies, and we've been working behind the scenes to try to integrate these products. We're not doing that through a complete re-architecture. We're doing that through having an overarching layer. It's a completely new architecture where you can it's a go-to place to go into the different modules. So you want to go into static, you want to go into programmatic. You manage many of the common assets or shared assets in a single place. So inventory, assets, users will be shared across the platform. And we're going to bring things like reporting and campaign management to that platform layer. So that's the first really big thing we're launching. We're launching Broadsign Static soon. That will be in Q2. So, and we are launching the ad server that we have, and that's based on the Campsite acquisition. So basically, that's about bringing programmatic workflows to the media owner sales team. So why would programmatic workflows and the things I just talked about in terms of data only be available for third-party buyers, right? Our clients want to do exactly the same. That's what the ad server allows them to do, and that's where you can see we're really leveraging the acquisitions that we did a few years ago. So it's a very exciting year with 3 new things coming out.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, our time is running out. Maarten,
right.
thanks for stopping by us, and everyone visit the booth of Broadsign or check the website and everything. So thanks a lot. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.